All right, so we're going to begin today in standing, just so that you have a moment to feel uh, the way you're organized within, against, and supported by gravity this morning. So just feel the bottoms of your feet. There's a trainer named Jeff Howler who spent most of this time talking about the interface between the floor and your weight and you, your skeleton, your feet, that many of us feel like we drop down into the floor, and we, when we feel internally, we feel for that weight dropping down through our feet. But truly, there is a ground force which comes up through the earth, basically, and up through your skeleton, which supports you, which is completely equal to the weight that moves downward. And so you have an alive and constantly moving interface between the bottoms of your feet and the floor. And so you have a lot of experience. You can imagine your entire skeleton. You can move upward through your feet, your ankles, your legs, to your knees and your thighs, inward and backward into your hips. Spend a moment and really feel your pelvis, your pelvic bone. It may be tilted a little forward, it may be tilted a little back, and it may be hanging this morning. We'll see if you can imagine a shape for your pelvic bone and that sacrum that sits between the two wings of the pelvis supports your spine. So imagine and feel that support moving upward through your spine, through your low back, your thoracic spine, your neck. You have a very heavy head that sits on the top of your spine, somewhere behind your nose, above your soft palate. The weight of your head goes downward through that very same neck and thoracic spine, low back, pelvis, legs to your feet. And somewhere at the base of your neck and the top of your chest, you have the shoulder girdle, you have your collarbones and your shoulder blades and your rib cage, your rib basket hanging. And your arms kind of loosely connected to either side of your shoulders, hanging down through your upper arms, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, your hands to your fingertips. And all of this moves downward, and all of this is moved upward as you breathe in. And as you breathe out. And now you might take yourself to lie comfortably on the floor. And you can lie here on the floor comfortably with your palms down, your arms long, somewhere away from your body in a way that feels very comfortable to you. Your legs are long and at about hip, shoulder distance apart, and some way that is comfortable and easy for you. And you can feel the weight of your heels on your legs, and notice if you have any tightness around your inner thighs or the front of your thighs or the back of your thighs or your calves, and see if you can take a moment and just breathe in. And as you exhale, just allow that tension in your legs to evaporate or to sink. And feel the weight of that big bone of your pelvis and your sacrum. Feel the muscles in your lower abdomen. And feel the feeling and the tone in the muscles in your low back. And as you breathe in to your belly, you then can exhale, let go, and let all of the tension in those muscles of your lower belly and your low back, in the front of your spine and in the back of your spine, relax and let go. And you can continue breathing and feel and imagine your low back and your very lowest ribs and your diaphragm as you breathe in, feeling the expansion in your lowest ribs to the side and to the back and to the front. And as you breathe out, feeling all the muscles around those lowest ribs in your low back, having the invitation to lengthen and to let go. And you can feel yourself breathing into the front of your chest and the top of your chest, and maybe into the sides, your armpits, and the very upper part of your chest and the back. Really allow yourself to inhale and fill your chest. And then as you let the air out, you can let go of any emotions, any holding, any ideas that you have behind your collarbones, in front of your shoulder blades, in your jaw and your face and your neck and your throat. One more time, you can inhale fully into your chest, feeling your breastbone rise toward the ceiling, feeling your ribs expand in the front. And then you kind of exhale and let go of that breath, letting all of your ribs come closer to one another, letting your shoulders drop and your shoulder blades be heavy. Feel the weight of your head and feel the weight of your eyes, the softness of your lips. You can lick your lips and that will help to soften them, to remind you that they are sensitive, delicate parts of you that can smile, smiling and releasing all the muscles of your face. And now could you please stand your legs and put your feet flat? Cross your right leg over your left. Fully. Yes. And very slowly, very gently, begin to bring your knees to the right, thinking of that big pelvic bone turning to the right and then rolling back to the middle. Go slowly and feel the muscles that surround your pelvic bone and how the turning of your pelvic bone causes your legs, your knees to drop and to move in the direction of the floor. And you come back and your pelvis rolls and your left hip joint lifts. And gradually, as the movement becomes more familiar, more comfortable, you can feel the left side of your chest, of your ribs in your chest, begin to lift and roll. And as your chest lifts and rolls, the left side, your knees come more easily toward the floor to your right. And then continue dropping your knees to the right and pulling them back. Scan the movement of your pelvis, pulling your spine until you can feel the pull on your vertebra of your chest and of your neck. Allow that pull on your spine and that small, subtle movement in your chin. Take your time, soften the muscles around your chest and neck to wait to feel the pull that the vertebra of your chest and your neck make on your head and your chin. One more time, and notice exactly how you do this movement. And the next time you come back, uncross your legs and stand your legs about hip width apart. So this lesson is one of Moshe's basic lessons, and I am going to teach it in his style, which means not very many rests. So if you need a rest, you need to let me know. Just lower your legs and rest. And if many of you do that, then we will take an official rest. Otherwise, bring your arms toward the ceiling with your hands together, your palms together as if you are clapping. So you're reaching up toward the ceiling, not over your head. Your elbows are long. You can feel your shoulder blades still in contact with the floor. And what you're doing here is making an isosceles triangle with your arms and across your back. So across your back is the base of the triangle, and your long arms are the legs of your triangle. You're going to roll this triangle, you're going to tilt this triangle, and Moshe says undeformed. So get a real picture of this triangle and begin to tilt it to your left. Keep so your elbows stay long and you don't want to slide your palms. So your idea, just the beginning idea, just think of this as you take this triangle and you tilt it like onto one corner and back. Just stay with that idea for a little while. Bring your hands to the left, tilting the triangle to the left with both elbows long and your palms together. Especially you maintain that length in your left elbow. So you're slowly rocking your chest and shoulder girdle to the left so that your arms and hands go down toward the floor to the left. So notice and feel how your right shoulder and shoulder blade lifts and how your head can roll to watch your hands. Beautiful. And are you pushing through your right foot into the floor? So you leave your knees more or less toward the ceiling, more or less standing. And the next time you bring your triangle, undeformed, rocking to the left, push through your right foot. And notice you can come back. And this is the time when you can really follow the skeletal connection. Push through your right foot, leaving your knee toward the ceiling, rolling your pelvis. Feel how that big pelvic bone turns your spine and helps your triangle to go even further to the left, allowing your head and eyes to turn with your triangle. And the next time you go to the left, could you just stay there? You don't have to go as far as you can, but just stay comfortably to the left and breathe. Let go of all tension throughout yourself. Feel your breath. No work, no extra work through your face, your jaw, your eyes, all soften, and you feel your face to be at ease. One more breath and then roll back to the middle. Lower your arms. Cross your right knee over your left. And bring your knees, rolling your pelvis, bring your knees to the right. And back. And as you bring your knees to the right, feel how turning your upper body to the left allows your knees to move more easily to the right. And as you realize this in your sensation and in your being, it allows your knees to move even farther to the right. And then leave that. Bring your legs back to the middle. Uncross your legs, and even though Moshe didn't do it, lower your legs. Bring your arms closer to yourself. Put your palms down and rest. Allow yourself to release even more into the ground. And at the same time, sense the support of the ground, the return of your weight, so that the interface between your whole self and the ground becomes buoyant and lively, and you become awake. And then bend your legs and put your feet flat. And cross your left leg over your right. And then tilt your knees to the left in the direction of the floor. Just go a little ways and come back, noticing how different it is on this side than the other. Feel how far you can move comfortably, moving to the left. And how much effort it takes. And which parts of yourself move easily. What's your overall feeling turning your knees to the left compared to turning your knees to the right? So you continue, you tilt your knees and come back to the middle. Dropping your knees to the left again and again. Feeling your pelvis turning. How your right hip joint lifts. How your spine pulls. Rolling your pelvis, your spine is pulling, you're softening in your chest, slowing down to allow the pulling through your neck and allowing your jaw and face to be easy so you can feel that connection into your head that nods your chin. Draws your chin in, and then how your pelvis returns and pushes your spine up through your head to raise your chin back up to its neutral, normal position. And once again, follow your skeleton from your knees to your hips and your pelvis, to your spine, to your ribs, the vertebra of your neck, and to your skull. And the next time you come to the left, leave your knees to the left. Notice any unnecessary strain in your face. Notice if you're holding your breath, if there's extra effort in your feet, your thighs, your belly, or anywhere throughout your body. Let it go. And then come back to the middle, uncross your legs, put both your feet flat with your knees bent. Raise your arms to the ceiling and put your hands together, your palms together. Notice your triangle here. And tilt your triangle to the right, following your hands with your eyes. Start small. Very different going to the right than to the left. So think of that width across your back and how you're tilting this triangle, tipping it to the side. Your right elbow is straight. Your hands stay together, not sliding one on the other. Yes. Come back to the middle. And the next time you move to the right, push through your left foot if you're not already. And feel how that force lifts your left hip, rolls your pelvis, and makes it so much easier to bring your hands to the right. And then feel yourself coming back. Feel your spine pulling and all the way through to your neck, allowing your chin to come back to its distance from your chest. Continue and Follow your hands with your eyes. Note your left foot, your hip joints, your pelvis, your spine, the movement of your head, and your breath. With each movement, your hands go nearer to the floor. One more time, go to your right and stay there. Breathe freely. Clear your face from any tension and breathe. And then come back to the middle. Put your hands, palms down on the floor. Cross your left leg over your right. Tilt your knees to the left. And notice if they come nearer to the floor more easily. Come back to the middle. Tilt them as low as they can come without extra effort. And then, not holding your breath, come back to the middle. Stretch out. Uncross your legs and rest. Feel how your body flattens now, how it becomes longer, and that there are now more parts of you in contact with the floor. Bend your legs and stand your feet. Raise your arms toward the ceiling, palms touching. Thinking of that triangle, begin to tilt your arms first to the right, and then back to the middle, and to the left. One continuous motion. Can you feel how the pressure changes through your feet from one foot to the other as you move your triangle right and left? So as you go to the right, your left foot will press more. As you go to the left, your right foot will press more. As you go to the right, your left hip will raise. And as you go to the left, your right hip will raise. And your spine is turning and your eyes look to your hands as they come closer to the floor and through the middle. And back and forth. See if you can move a little faster. Just light, easy, no strain. Breathe. Feel how your hands move a tiny bit higher, a little toward your head as you move a little faster. And let them come a little higher. Move very lightly, very easily, very quickly, very simply. Letting your arms come closer and closer to the floor. And then leave it. Come back to the middle. Lower your hands to the floor. Let your knees remain bent for a moment, your legs standing. And feel how your back rests on the floor now. And how is that different than before? So you're going to cross your arms over your chest. So your right hand is going to go under your left armpit, holding on to your ribs or your shoulder blade with the tips of your fingers. And you're going to cross your left arm over that with your hand somewhere, the fingertips somewhere near your ribs or your shoulder blade, if you have that kind of range of motion. And then just begin to rock your chest and shoulder blades to the right and to the left. Let your knees be quiet and sort of stay toward the ceiling. That's it. And you can notice how your head rolls with your chest. And you can help yourself by pulling on your ribs and pulling on your shoulder blade with your fingers. Again, so you're leaning once on your right foot and then on your left foot. Your left foot presses as you go to the right, and your right foot pressing as you go to the left. Follow how your right foot presses to the hip, to the pelvis, to the spine, to the head, and move your head. And gradually make this movement smaller, easier, nimbler, faster. Leave the movement just in the middle. Go as quickly as you can. And then when you're ready, you can slow it down. And as you slow it down, allow it to become larger again. And feel how your head can roll. And let your eyes roll and move all the way to look down past your shoulders into the floor behind you. First as you roll to the right, and then as you roll to the left. And feel how your chest turns more. And then go quicker again, lightly, just in the middle. Just in the middle. Let your knees stay to the ceiling. Quick, 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 quick. Just rock yourself lightly and gently. And then leave it. Lower your arms, lower your legs, and rest. When you're ready to go on, bend your legs, put your feet flat. Let me know. Now you're gonna hug yourself the other way. So your left arm will come across into your right armpit. Your right arm will come over the top. You're holding your ribs somewhere, your shoulder blades somewhere, and you begin to rock your chest left and right. So your eyes follow the movement of your elbows. You begin moving your eyes more to the left than your elbows and more to the right than your elbows, allowing yourself to turn more comfortably as your eyes look down toward the floor, turning you more to the left and more to the right. Mm. And leave it stretch out on the floor and rest again. Feel your weight and your length. Your legs are long and open a bit wider than your hips. Feel your heels and the weight of your heel on the right and the weight of your heel on the left. Raise your arms to the ceiling and form that triangle. Your elbows stay long, your palms are together, and you tilt your arms to the right and to the left. When you tilt to the right, you press through your left heel. And when you tilt to the left, you press through your right heel. You can do it. Your legs, a lot of people bent their knees, and if you can't do it with your legs long, but the idea is to maintain your legs long and apart, and you just try this. Move your triangle to the left, pressing through your right heel, and think of your pelvis again. Let that force come through your heel, let your pelvis roll, and let your spine, chest lift. That triangle, that's right. The triangle can tilt onto its corner and your hands can come down first to the right and then to the left. See how close your arms and your hands can come to the floor now. And the next time you come to the middle, bend your left knee, standing only your left foot and leaving your right leg long as it is. And tilt your hands as before to the right and see how far they travel. And then with your left knee bent, standing your left foot, come to the middle and then turn to your left with your triangle. And do that a few times. First to your right, pressing through your left foot, and then to your left. And you will notice, most likely, that it is easier for you to turn to your right than your left, but it doesn't need to be this way. You can roll the same amount to either side, and you will. Just try letting go around your left hip joint as you roll to the left and the right. So feel that big bone of your pelvis roll into your hip, and your hip completely frees itself as you roll, and your knee stays to the ceiling. Try one more time. So you're rolling your pelvis to the right and your hands come almost all the way to the floor. And then you're rolling to the left. You're turning your pelvis on your knee, closing your hip joint, your easy hip joint, and you'll feel that you can nearly roll equally to each side. And then maybe come to the middle. If you'd like to rest a moment, lower that leg, lower your arms, take a breath. Mm-hmm. For those of you who've never done this, it is an amazing feeling. It's a big aha. So you can breathe and feel your breath into your belly and into your pelvis, your sacrum, and your left hip. Let go in any extra work in your thigh, in the front, the inside, the back, the outside of your left thigh and hip. And now bend your right leg and put your foot flat. Feel the contact of your foot on the floor. Feel your ankle and the line from your ankle to your knee. Feel the thigh bone and the weight of your pelvis on the right. Take a moment to breathe into your right side of your pelvis and hip, letting go of any extra work, anywhere you can find it through your whole self. Bring your arms toward the ceiling and put your hands together. Now really feel that triangle. Take a moment, feel the width across your back, feel your shoulder blades flat into the floor, the length of your arms and your elbows long, your palms together, and just very gently move your palms to the left, pushing through your right foot. All the way, feel the turning of your spine and your eyes and your head, and then come back. Feel yourself rolling back onto your chest, onto your pelvis. Continue on moving your arms to the right, rolling the big bone of your pelvis, letting go of any work in your right hip. Come back again. Do this several times, continuing to feel the pressure across the back of your pelvis, the big bone and all the muscles around your pelvis, and your heel supporting you, pressing through your heel, and then the coming back of your whole skeleton, the turning of your arms, the rolling of your pelvis, the ease and the quiet stability of your right leg. And allow yourself to be even from right to left. Breathing, finding that equal movement, even if it's smaller, make it even. Come back, bend your left knee, stand both your feet, and continue going back and forth, your elbows long, your hands together, and see how close to the floor your hands come now. Your head is following your arms. Keep going. Let your head follow your hands. Let your head go more, let your eyes go farther than your hands. Turning your upper spine. And then the next time you move your arms to the right or to the left, can you move your head in the opposite direction very gently? You can start with a smaller movement if you need to. This is just as valuable as what we did with the pelvis. Can you feel the trajectory of how your head is turning, even as your arms go right to left? Notice the tension on the sides of your neck and the way that the sides and the upper part of your neck habitually think of turning your head, and let go in your jaw, let go in the muscles of the side of your neck, and simply find a way to turn your head in opposition so that your hands go one direction, your nose goes the other. You meet in the middle, and you're breaking up your own habit of moving in your neck. As you do this, can you track the movement in your knees and your pelvis? At the same time, your eyes and your head. Easy, simple, letting go of any work in the muscles of your neck. And then coming back together in the middle, roll everything to one side, the same side, the head, the eyes, the jaw, the neck, the shoulders, the hands, the arms. Back and forth, very simply, very freely. And see if your hands don't touch or nearly touch the floor on either side. with your eyes following. Now, if you like, lengthen your legs out long, a little bit spread apart, and continue moving side to side. Feel how, even with your legs long, you begin to touch your hands to the floor, first to one side and then to the other. Helping with your heels. And then leave it. Lower your arms. Take a breath. Bend your knees and cross your right leg over your left. Lightly and gently tilt your knees to the right and feel how much of yourself turns now. How far you turn easily, how different this may feel. And when you're ready, you can change over, put your left leg on top of your right, move your knees to the left, and see how this movement has changed for you. Easy, does it? And then bring it to the middle, lower your legs, and take a final rest. Can you feel how much of you is in contact with the floor now? And as you breathe, can you feel that longer, fuller contact with the floor as something that's alive, something that's awake and energetic in a way that you're transferring weight down and being supported. A buoyancy and an alertness in your whole body and system. A relaxed, awake alertness. And then you can roll that whole thing to come and sit and stand. Taking your time. Feeling every movement and every moment of coming to stand. And you're standing, feeling the bottom of your feet and feeling the weight of yourself moving downward into the floor and back up through your skeleton. Feel that big bone of your pelvis and notice if it's hanging differently now. And your ribs, your lowest part of your ribs and this circle of your collarbones and your second rib and your shoulder blades, the hanging of your arms, the perching of your head. And if there were these two perfect hands and they came behind your neck, behind your skull, and the base of the hands just come right behind your skull and gently lift it up toward the ceiling, lengthening your entire skeleton from the top of your head down to the bottoms of your feet. Gently, softly, you breathe. Okay, thank you.